Hey everyone, it's day 2 of the birthday month celebration, and I've got a really cool mixed media layout that I did a while ago, and I'm happy to finally have it processed and edited for you to be able to see it. So starting off, I'm just using some black acrylic paint, watered down a little by dipping the brush in some water, and I'm just going to scrape it on there, add some more water as I go to thin it out a little, and I'm just making a background just haphazardly, randomly on the back there. So this brush is actually like a 2 inch or 2.5 inch wide brush, so it makes some nice little wide, that doesn't make sense, some wide strokes on the page to fill it up quite quickly and easily. But you could use any brush. You could use a loyalty card, you could use a spatula. Just go with whatever you've got. Don't go out and buy more stuff. Not paintbrushes. You might want to buy more cooler stuff than the tools. Sometimes tools are fun to buy, but sometimes they're a bit monotonous when you could buy all these new collection things. Anyway, so just making it how I want it, going to the edge as much as possible. I have cut down the paper so that it can be put onto a border. So I think I had like maybe 1/2 inch off either side, each edge, and that's how it goes. Just clearing off my paint, and here's my photos, stuck them together, just some random photos of my son who one day was just getting up close to the camera going, "What?" pretty much. I'm just distressing the top layer with the black here, and I'm going to layer it onto some just plain white cardstock. And that's just going to make it stand out a bit more, having that bit of a, two on top of each other, but also having it distressed will make it stick out a fair bit. So the plan is, see, my paint was wet when I distressed it. So some of the little ripped off shreds of paper are all over my table, as you can see I'm clearing it off, but also onto my paint. So I'm just using a baby wipe here to get off those flecks of white paper. That way it's not so crazy. So just sticking it down, not too much double-sided tape because I'm going to sew it. So the trick is make sure your paint is dry, otherwise it will not go through your sewing machine nicely. It will scrunch it all up, break it, and ruin your page. So definitely wait for your paint to dry really well. So I'm just using some black sewing thread and my sewing machine, as you can see, to go back and forth with some straight lines, zigzags across each other, up and down, horizontal, vertical, the whole shebang, and just putting it all over, keeping it on the black. Pretty sure I don't go over any of the white with the black thread, but if you did, it wouldn't be too much of a big deal. So this is going to connect the two pieces together, but also add some of that texture to the background. It's sort of like a form of stamping or, packaging technique, or taking, the bleaching technique kind of thing. It's just something extra to add and something unique to add to the background. So it's quite fun, actually. I actually made this layout twice. First I made it late at night. I didn't want to film. I just wanted to create and see what would happen, and I just made it, and I was like, oh no, this is so awesome, I have to share this. So I recreated it, and pretty much exactly the same, changed a few things, but made it even better, which was really fun. So hopefully you enjoy it. Let me know down below if it's something you are going to scrap lift, or the part of it or the idea of it is something you like. So hopefully, I know it's only day 2, but look at me, woohoo, 2 videos in a row, 2 days in a row. It's not something that's been capable for me lately. It's been a bit crazy and hectic and whatnot over here in my world. So just trimming off the threads on the top and the bottom. You could leave them on the top if that's what you were looking for, but that on this picture, this layout, that's not what I was looking for. So I trimmed them off. And of course, I'm just getting ready with my other paints in my photo there, but make sure you put some washi tape down on your threads on the end so that they don't easily come up. So that's what's happening now, just with some Christmas washi, because I had some of my Christmas stuff still on my desk next to me that I hadn't packed away yet. I've done this in January, even though I'm showing you in April. But that's okay. That's how the world of YouTube works sometimes. You do things in advance or whatnot. So I'm just going to use some dilution paints here, and these are two green colours. And I'm just using a loyalty card to stamp the short edge, making lines all over it. So that's just mimicking the sewing lines, just randomly putting it everywhere. I'm not really thinking about where my photo's going because it's nice to have a bit of that sticking out from underneath so that it does look like the photo's not just plonked on top, that it actually has, you know, a quite in-depth textured background. So that's a pretty easy technique to do. All you need is an old loyalty card, you know, business card. Well, not business card because they're paper. Something that's plastic, like a bank card, Medicare card, that kind of thing that you don't need anymore. So, cleaning up as you go, of course. There's my photos. Look at how crazy he is. So just going to layer some, you can see I've used those photos before and taken it off the other page. I'm going to layer some tissue paper behind while my green paint dries. So just some plain black, just a nice thin border around it. There we go. Not too, you know, shabby. Don't need to be so perfect. Tissue paper, you want that bit of a textured look and, you know, a bit of a wildness going on. So I didn't have a spot for this green where I could do it all in one lot, like the black. But that's okay, because you can do it separate and you really won't even know. Or do I only do the top? Let's see. So it's nice to sometimes just pick one or two colours, three colours, add in some different tones. Oh, I did do the bottom. And then, you know, go through there, because sometimes it's nice to have millions of colours but sometimes on your layout, and sometimes it's nice to just have a few. So I've just got the black, a bit of white in the background, and some green, and voila, the colour scheme is to die for. I'm just going to stick it down onto my page. There's not too much going on in terms of embellishing and titles and whatnot, because the background is so beautiful. You don't want to hide too much of it. You don't want to draw your eye away from it too much. You want to have those photos, crazy as they are, as a focal point with the background complementing the craziness and the fun. Just adding a phrase sticker and some enamel dots, just because they will quite easily fit into the background without making too much of an issue. And I'm going to add a fun title, and I use 3 different types of stickers because, surprise, surprise, I actually have 3 different colour greens, or 3 different types of stickers in green in my stash. So it's pretty awesome to use a bit of that. I'm just going to call it Whatcha looking at, because that exactly is what the phrase looks like, isn't it? Pull the camera out and it's like, Whatcha looking at? And gets in close and he's like, what? Crazy. Add in some question marks, sort of like adding in exclamation marks, adding emphasis to the title. And I'm pretty sure there's not too much more going on. So at this stage I'm adding more of those enamel dots to bring that down from the top as well as the bottom. And at this stage I think the white on white background looks nice, but I'd prefer a bit of green. So I'm just using a baby white to add just some green acrylic paint, well I guess it is dilution paint, to the background there. As you can see, just smudging it on. Nice, because doing it with the baby white like that, 1, it's quicker and you can just throw out the baby white, but 2, you can have it thinned out and thicker in different parts so the colour is different tones. Just sticking some double-sided tape on the corners because it wasn't sticking very well. But here's the end of the video. Stay tuned for some close-ups, and I hope you've had a good day and enjoyed day 2. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.